Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the final 360-degree session in which we cover all the relevant and important finance current affairs and the RBI notifications which are important from your exam point of view. And in today's session, we have a very important notification that has been released by the Reserve Bank of India. This is a very important news article that is regarding the key fact statement update that has been released by the Reserve Bank of India. There are many of the data points that have been provided here, the key facts that are provided here that are directly important from your exam point of view. The complete guideline we are going to discuss in today's session so that you have the complete clarity that what is important in this update that the RBI has released as well as what you have to remember from the exams point of view. Okay, so this is the news article for today that we will be discussing. So let's start with it. But before that, do subscribe to the YouTube channel of EduTap as well as join our Telegram channel. In the Telegram channel, you are going to get the PDF of the session. Okay, so you will get the PDF of the session in the Telegram channel and you can go to the Telegram channel. The link is provided in the description box below. Okay, so let's start with today's news article that is regarding the key fact statements for loans and advances. You can see that this has been released on April 15, 2024 and this is the notification that has been released by the Reserve Bank of India. So now this is applicable to all the commercial banks including the small finance banks, local area banks, regional rural banks excluding the payment banks. So payments bank are excluded here. The inclusion is of all the other commercial banks, all the primary urban cooperative banks as well as the state cooperative banks, central cooperative banks as well as all the NBFCs including the housing finance companies. So this is the inclusion, this is the applicability. So the notification that has been released by the Reserve Bank of India is on regards to the key fact statement that the banks release when they are providing any loan. So when they are providing the loan, they have to release this statement that provides the key facts in regards to the loan. Okay, that what will be the rate of interest as well as what will be the other charges, what is the amount that the loan has been given for as well as what the return that will happen, how much the return amount will be. So all of these informations are provided in the key fact statement that is like a summary of the whole of the loan document. Okay, so now the Reserve Bank of India has brought the update on this key fact statement. Okay, so Reserve Bank of India has asked the lenders to provide key fact statement as per the guidelines that have been issued recently to the borrowers of all the new retail and MSME loans. So this is specifically done for all the retail loans as well as the MSME loans because the retail customers are the ones that have not much information regarding the loan taking process, or they do not have the information regarding the hidden charges that can be taken by the banks. If the big corporations are taking the loans, they have the legal team, they have the complete team that is engaging with the banks, that is seeing all the documents. But when it comes to the retail customers, when it comes to the individuals, we are not very much accustomed to the whole process of the loan taking. Okay, so we are the ones that can get cheated very easily by the banks also, by the NBFCs also. So that's why there is the guidelines that has been brought by the Reserve Bank of India for the lenders to provide the complete key fact statements with the updated guidelines, and this is done for the new retail and MSME term loans. The MSME term loans sanctioned on or after October 1, 2024, including the fresh loans to the existing customers. Okay. So now we are going to understand that what is this key fact statement, what are the key facts that have to be provided in this statement. But before that, we have to understand the background that why the RBI is suddenly bringing the update in the KFS. So in the Feb 2024, on the statement on developmental and regulatory policies document, the Reserve Bank of India had said that RBI is continuously doing different is providing the different guidelines or doing the different steps, undertaking the different steps to enhance the greater transparency and disclosure by the regulatory entities in the pricing of the loans and the other charges. So RBI is continuously undertaking different measures, different steps so that there is the greater transparency that is provided by the regulated entities when they are providing the loans, to the customers. So now one such measure the RBI was thinking on February 2024. In February 2024, in the statement on developmental and regulatory policies, the RBI said that one such measure that is undertaken to provide greater transparency on the pricing of loans is providing the key fact statement containing the key information regarding the loan agreement, specifically this key information, this key fact statement includes the all-in cost of the loan, that is the interest rate that is being charged as well as the other charges that is being taken by the banks. In simple and easy to understand format, the key fact statement has to be provided by the lenders. Okay, but this was only for some of the loans, that is the loans that were provided by the scheduled commercial banks to individual borrowers, as well as the digital lending by the regulated entities, as well as for the microfinance loans. Only for these kind of loans there were the key fact statements that were being provided with the key information. What about the other retail loans and what about the other MSME loans? So for that, now it has been decided to mandate all the regulated entities, let it be the NBFCs, let it be the banks, let it be the different kind of commercial banks, or let it be the urban cooperative banks, the primary urban cooperative banks, the state cooperative banks and such. So I have shown you the applicability, that the guidelines are applicable. The guidelines are applicable on different entities. Okay, so that is the idea. Okay, just a second. It has stopped working now. Okay. So this is the basic idea, that now what will happen, now it has been decided to mandate all the regulated entities to provide the key fact statement to the borrowers for all the retail and MSME loans, leading to harmonization of instructions on the subject. So now all the regulated entities such as the NBFCs that are providing the loans, the banks that are providing the loans, as well as the cooperative banks that are providing the loans. So all the regulated entities will have to provide the key fact statement for the retail and the MSME loans. So that this is the complete idea. Remember this, that this is the idea that has been provided in the statement on regulatory, and this was the idea that was provided on the Statement on Development and Regulatory Policy document in February 2024. So it was said that okay, we are going to bring the guidelines for such that the guidelines are harmonized for all the regulated entities. Now they will have to provide the key fact statement for all the retail and MSME loans. See, corporate borrowers, they have a legal team. They are very much knowledgeable when they are interacting with the bank. So they can directly interact and they can get all the information that they want to get. They also check the documents. But when it comes to the retail borrowers, when it comes to the MSME borrowers, that are the street vendors, that are the small entrepreneurs, so they are not much aware that okay, there are the hidden charges, there are the insurance charges, there are the other charges that are being levied by the banks. So that's why, to protect the retailers and the MSMEs, it is done that the key fact statement has to be specifically provided for these loans specially. Yes, I will show you that how the division happens. So RBI has also provided. So let's continue and I will show you the division also. Okay, do not worry about it. So now this was provided on the Statement on Developmental and Regulatory Policy. So this was the background. This was provided in February 2024, and now on 15th April 2024, the RBI has actually released the complete updated guidelines for the key fact statement, okay. So now we are going to understand the benefits. So first of all, this is being done. Why the RBI is doing this? To enhance the transparency and reduce the information asymmetry, that is to reduce the information loophole, we can say, okay. So to reduce the loophole in the information, especially the borrowers, they are not able to get the correct information at the right time. So on financial products being offered by different regulated entities, thereby empowering the borrowers for making the correct financial decision, informed financial decision, so that they are informed that okay, we are charging this much of the charges. So let's say 20,000 loan is being taken by a street vendor. Now this street vendor is paying 15%, or let's say is paying 4,000 of the or 2,000 of the interest on this 20,000 in the coming 1 year. As well as he also has to pay the charges that are there, the insurance charges that are there, the platform charges that are there. So that is 1,000. So that is 3,000. Actually, the cost of borrowing 20,000 is 3,000. While in the other bank, the let's say 20,000, the loan that is taken, on that the interest rate is 2500, but the additional charges are only 200. So when it is shown that what are the additional charges that are being charged by a bank, then you will get to know that actually what is the cost of borrowing for you. That is the interest rate plus the other charges. Okay, so there are various other charges that are there. So RBI has given a complete table, so I will show you that. But I hope you are able to understand that for the borrowers to take the informed decision, this kind of key fact statement, the RBI has said that there should be proper key fact statement that should be provided, so that it will provide the critical information to the borrowers that will provide the all-inclusive interest cost. That is also the charges, the extra charges that are being levied, as well as the harmonized instructions shall be applicable in cases of all the retail and the MSME loans products extended by all the regulated entities. So that is the idea. Okay, so let's come to that also. So now definitions as per the notification. So there is the definition that has been given by the RBI in its document. So the definitions are for the key facts, the key fact statement, the annual percentage rate, as well as the equated periodic installment. So let's understand this one by one. So key facts means that all the important facts, that is the tenure of the loan, as well as how many installments have to be paid, as well as what is the interest rate, as well as what are the other charges. So all the deterministic facts, all the facts regarding the basic information that has to be provided to the borrower, that should be provided through the key facts. So that those are the key facts, that is the basic information regarding the loan that is taken by the borrower. So that is the key facts are to be provided in the key fact statement. Okay, so this statement will provide all the key facts of the loan agreement in a simple and easier to understand language, provided to the borrower in a standardized format. So there is a standardized format that has been provided by the Reserve Bank of India, and the key fact statement has to be provided in that standardized format. So that standardized format, the Reserve Bank of India has also provided an example in its website that I have brought for you. Annual percentage rate is the annual cost. So annual percentage rate is the rate. Let's say your interest rate is 15% on the loan, but the extra charges that are taken from you is 2% extra. So that is annual percentage rate will be 17%. So it includes all the interest rate as well as all the other charges. So that is the annual percentage rate is the annual cost of credit. It is the total cost of borrowing, that is including the interest rate as well as the other charges that are taken from the borrower. So annual percentage rate is actually the total rate. It is not only the interest rate. Okay, it is the total rate, that is the total cost of credit annually. Next is equated periodic installment. So equated periodic installment, it means the equated or fixed amount of repayments that has to be done. So you have heard about the EMIs. EMIs are what? It is the equated monthly installments, that how many monthly installments, like how much amount of the monthly installments you have to do. But the equated periodic installment means that how many installments you have to pay. Let's say 24 installments you have to pay in 2 years, that is, or in 1 year you have to pay 24 installments. After every 15 days you have to pay the installment, and of what amount. So that is the equated periodic installment. That also shows that how many installments has to be paid in a particular period of how much amount. So that is equated periodic installment is an equated or fixed amount of repayment consisting of both the principal and interest components to be paid by a borrower towards the repayment of a loan at periodic intervals for a fixed number of such intervals. So the intervals are also showed that how many times you have to pay the money in a year, and which result in complete amortization of the loan, that is complete repayment of the loan, that is how many times the payment has to happen, as well as how much is the amount that has to be paid. So EPIs at monthly intervals are called EMI. So I hope you are aware about this. And now you know that EPIs are the equated periodic installment. It might be happening like twice in a month, or it might be happening quarterly, or it might be happening monthly. So the monthly installments are called EMIs, that is the equated monthly installments. But if it is happening quarterly, then it will be called equated periodic installment only. Or if it is happening like twice a month, then also it will come under equated periodic installment. So that is totally known as equated periodic installments. Monthly, what you are paying is the EMIs. So that is the idea. So here you can see this is the installment that you have to pay. So in a month you have to pay 2 installments. So that is installment number 1 and 2 you have to pay on the first month. That is, this is the amount of the installment that you have to pay, that has some amount of the principal and the interest rate. So that is the EPI, that is the equated periodic installment that has to be paid. If you are paying this installment on the monthly basis, it will be called equated monthly installment. Otherwise, in any other period, it can be called equated periodic installment. So that is the basic idea. Any confusion anyone has, you can tell. So now, here you can see that regulated entities, they have to provide the key fact statement in a standardized format. So this is the standardized format that has been provided by the Reserve Bank of India, where the banks have to show, where the regulated entities such as the NBFCs have to show that how much interest that they are charging, what is the loan proposal or account number, how much loan that they are providing, what type of loan that they are providing, as well as the interest rate, the EPIs, the equated periodic installments, as well as they also have to tell the other fee or charges that they are levying. Let's say it is processing fees, it is insurance charges, the valuation fees, that the collateral has been valuated, or your like property has to be valuated, your gold has to be valuated. So let's say that there are some valuation fees also. Any other fees has to be specified also. If there is a third party involved, if there is a digital lender that is involved, let's say there is a third party that is involved, so the third party platform fees has to be charged also. That has to be also shown by the bank or the NBFC in the key fact statement, because that is also a charge that the borrower has to pay. So I hope this is easy to understand now, that how the RBI has said that the key fact statement should be provided in this manner. So it is easier for the person that is taking the loan to understand that how what are the charges that has to be given. Let me tell you now, the KFS shall be written in a language understood by such borrowers. So it should be in a language that is understood by the borrower. If the person can only understand Hindi, then it should be in Hindi. Okay. So there are no specific languages that has been mentioned. The RBI has only said that the KFS should be provided in a language that is understandable by the borrower. Contents of the KFS shall be explained to the borrower, and acknowledgement has to be taken from the borrower that the person has understood and the person has understood all the terms and conditions or not. Okay, so that is the basic idea. And KFS has to be provided to all the borrowers before executing the loan contract as per the standardized format. The information has to be provided. Now coming to the validity period. So what is this validity period? First of all, validity period means it refers to the period that is available to the borrower to read the whole of the key fact statement and to agree to the terms and conditions that have been mentioned in the key fact statement, that okay, these will be the charges, this will be the interest rate, this is the amount that will be given to you. And so the validity period means that this is the period that is available to the borrower to agree to the terms and conditions. Okay, so the validity period is 3 working days for a loan that is having the tenure of 7 days or more, and the validity period is 1 working day for the loans that is having the tenure of less than 7 days. So that is the idea, that you need to remember that the validity period is 3 working days for the loans that have the 7 days or more than 7 days tenure, or the loans that have less than 7 days tenure, they have the 1 working day as their validity period. Okay, so the next one is, so now the KFS shall also include a computation sheet of annual percentage rate. So the annual percentage rate should be shown. So this is included in the KFS, that for all the retail and the MSME loans, there is also the calculation of the APR, that is the annual percentage rate, that should be shown. So here you can see that the interest rate is 15%, but there are the charges that are levied. So the fees or the charges that is payable is 400. So that means there is extra money that is taken other than the interest rate. So these are the charges that is payable to the regulated entity and the payable to the third party that is routed through the regulated entity. So that is in total the extra charges are 400 and the interest rate is 15%. So this 400, a part of your this is the charge that is taken from you for as you are getting the loan of 20,000. So in total the APR is 17.7%. Okay, so that is the complete idea. I hope you are able to understand this, that the APR has to be provided in the percentage form to show that actually the cost of borrowing is not 15%, it is 17%. So cost of borrowing 20,000 rupees from a bank is 17%. Okay, so the whole information is provided here. The interest rate that is charged from you is 15%. So that will be this much, and this is the fees that is charged from you, and in total the cost of borrowing is 17.07%. So the KFS shall also include a computation sheet of annual percentage rate. So it will show the percentage, the cost of borrowing. Okay, so APR will include all the charges which are levied by the regulated entity, as well as there should be the amortization schedule that should also be provided. So amortization schedule, this is the amortization schedule that shows that how many installments you have to pay, how much amount that you have to pay, and how much time it will take for you to repay the loan. So amortization schedule of the loan over the loan tenure has to be provided. Amortization schedule is presented as a table that outlines the key loan characteristics, like the payment amount that has to be paid, the interest that has to be paid, versus the principal, and the current balance that is there, or whatever amount that has to be paid, that is shown through the amortization schedule with the installment numbers. Okay, so that is the complete idea, that APR has to be provided, the APR sheet has to be provided, as well as the amortization schedule has to be provided, that by how much, by what time the loan will be returned. Okay, next is that charges recovered from the borrowers by the regulated entities on behalf of third parties. So even if the charges are taken, like any other charges that is taken by the regulated entities on behalf of the third party, that should also be shown in the fees or charges by the regulated entity. So charges recovered from the borrowers by the regulated entities on behalf of the third party service providers on actual basis, such as the insurance charges, legal charges if there are any, or third party platform charges, shall also form a part of the fees and charges, and shall also form a part of the APR, that is the annual percentage rate. Okay, next information is that any fees, charges, etc. which are not mentioned in the KFS cannot be charged by the regulated entities, but they can charge it if the borrower agrees. Otherwise, if the borrower is not agreeing, then the banks cannot, or the regulated entities cannot charge any additional charges at any stage during the loan term of the loan. Okay, next is that the KFS shall also be included as a summary box to be exhibited as part of the loan agreement. So KFS has to be provided separately for the signing of for the acknowledgement of the borrower, as well as KFS should also form a part of the loan agreement. Okay, next is that credit card receivables are exempted from the provisions contained under this circular, because the credit cards, they work in a different manner, that for a time period you are giving the money but without taking any interest. After that, there will be additional charges that will be charged. Okay, so that is different for different banks. So credit card receivables, they are exempted from the provisions contained under this circular, because they are not the kind of the loans that are having the loan agreement and such. Okay, they are not the proper loans that are given by the banks. Regulated entities shall put in place the necessary systems and processes to implement the above guidelines, where the KFS is provided with the complete information, where the APR is completely shown, as well as the amortization schedule is also shown. The repayment schedule, we can say amortization schedule means the repayment schedule is also shown properly. Okay, next is that in any case, all new retail and MSME term loans sanctioned on or after October 1, 2024, including fresh loans to existing customers, they shall comply with the above guidelines in letter and spirit without any exception. So that is what has been said, that for the retail and MSME loans, these guidelines have to be followed by the regulated entities. Okay, so the last slide is telling you during the term, that is from right now, from April 15, 2024 till the October 1st, 2024, the time period, in this time period, the KFS will be provided as per the different guidelines that have been provided by the Reserve Bank of India under different notifications that the RBI has released. Okay, under different master directions and the guidelines that the RBI has released. From October 1st, 2024, these guidelines will be followed. From October 2024, these guidelines will be followed. for the KFS. Above instructions are issued under section 21, so you do not have to read the sections or remember the sections. These many instructions you will not be able to remember, but remember that these instructions are released under the Banking Regulation Act, because under this act the banks are regulated. Reserve Bank of India Act, because RBI has released this act, and under the National Housing Bank Act, because the NBFC, that is the Housing Corporation, this is under the National Housing Bank Act, or this is under the NHB, okay. So the housing finance companies, they are a part of the NHB, they are under the National Housing, they are under the NHB also. Okay, they are regulated by the NHB, so that's why the NHB Act is also mentioned here. So now coming to the question, so I hope you will be easily able to answer this question. This is the first question, so try to answer this question. Okay, I'm getting a query. Let me see. This is a homework question, okay? So this is a homework question, so try to answer this question. Okay, every charges need to be remembered, or it's just for concepts? No, for sure. This is just shown in the annex. These charges will not remain the same. This is just an example that is given by the Reserve Bank of India. For different banks, there will be different charges. For different institutions, there will be different charges. This is just an example that the RBI has given in its own website. That's why I have brought this example just for your clarity, that what are the other charges, what is the amortization rate and such. Okay. See, for the credit cards, there are the different rules and regulation. You can see a previous session that has been taken on credit cards. For that, there are the different rules and regulations that has to be followed. Okay, so do see that session so that you can understand that there are the different rules and regulations that are followed for the credit cards. So the same rules cannot be followed for the credit cards and the loans, because the credit card is a different kind of system that is being followed by the banks. So for credit cards, there is the like minimum amount that has to be paid, then there is the complete amount that has to be paid, the information that has to be provided, and such and such. So a complete session has been taken on the directions regarding the credit card. You can read that, but these guidelines are not being followed for the credit cards. That is the fact here. Okay, any other example? Purushottam, you are able to understand? See, the same regulations now cannot be followed for the credit cards as they are being followed for the loans, because for the credit cards, there are the different guidelines that are provided all together. Okay, so why the RBI is providing the different guidelines? They can just merge it up with the loans, because the credit card system is different from the loan system. Okay, so now this is the second question. I hope you will be easily able to answer this question. So this is the second question. Try to answer this question also. This is also a homework question. Okay. Okay. And if anyone wants to know the guidelines for the credit cards, you can go and see a previous session that has been taken by me in the previous week only. That was regarding the complete guidelines on the credit card. I will also pin a comment. Regarding these guidelines that were released for the credit cards. Okay, you will be able to understand better that how they are different. So this is it. This is the second question. Now there is an announcement from EduTap that we have brought for you the comprehensive guidebook for RBI, NABARD and SEBI, so that through a single guidebook you will be able to get much of the information regarding the examination, regarding the syllabus of the examination. The previous year questions are also provided with the guidebooks, so you can easily download the guidebook. The link is provided in the description box below. Okay, so I hope you will be able to use these guidebooks. They are absolutely free of cost to save your time, to save your efforts, so you can download these guidebooks. Okay, now thank you very much for joining the session. Do give the homework answer in the comment section, and let's see how many of you are able to remember the important information. And in the questions, mostly all the information that you need to remember has been mentioned. So this is it that is required from the KFS point. Purushottam, you will get the descriptive questions in the perspective 360. So the sovereign green bonds, they were more important from the descriptive point of view. So for that I have provided a question but the descriptive questions you will get in the Perspective 360. We have a different series that is going on for the descriptive answer writing. Okay, so I cannot like go into the waters where someone else is ruling. So Perspective 360 is ruled by Jaskaran sir. So you can see the questions and you can get the descriptive questions from him. I am the one that can provide you descriptive questions only where the topic provides for that kind of question. Okay. Okay. So thank you very much. Have a good day, everyone. See you on Saturday.